Did you know that we actually have not one brain, we have three brains? The three brains, according to Professor McLean, are the logical neocortex, the green part of the brain, the limbic system, the yellow part of the brain, which deals with pleasure and pain, all emotions, and the reptilian brain, the survival brain, which is instinctive and it responds to threat and danger, which could be anything. So when we want to change a pattern, addictive pattern, behavior, smoking, too much drinking, too much partying, eating the wrong food, we actually have to access that part of the brain, because that's where the stress, that's where addictions, phobias, and obsessions are wired onto the brain. So if you're doing talk therapy, or you're doing counseling, or any other logical, rational, cognitive behavior, I call that insanity. Let's look at the visual. We have the green part of the brain, which is the logical, rational, which is what I'm using now to talk, communicate. The yellow part of the brain is the limbic system, the emotional brain. It deals with pleasure and pain. The red part of the brain is the primitive survival brain. It deals with danger. Anything that part perceives as dangerous, it will react, if not overreact. That explains why someone like a CEO can behave like a 4-year-old when they're pressed in a boardroom meeting or challenged. We're all capable of the most inappropriate behavior where we just lose it, and it comes from that part of the brain where we react under pressure. So to change our behaviors, we actually need to access that part of the brain, that rich neurological emotional brain and survival brain, because that's where all our addictive patterns, our behaviors, our motivations, our pleasure and pain is stored or wired onto the brain. So talk therapy or using logic and rationale does not influence that part of the brain. According to Professor McLean, he said the green part of the brain has no influence on the yellow part or the red part. To the yellow and red part, it's like gaga, woo-woo, no understanding, because those parts of the brain take instructions from the amount of adrenaline in a bloodstream, visual, color, and memory, which is why we overreact. So any therapy, any practice that you're doing to change those behaviors, if you're not accessing those parts of the brain, I call that insanity. So to put this in a perspective in day-to-day life, people say, I hate smoking, but they still smoke. Or I don't know why I sabotage myself. I was doing so well and then I just had to have that cake, or I just had to go off the track. Well, it's that part of the brain that probably wanted to feel like a rebel, or it wanted to feel good, or was just feeling this goody two-shoe, and it just wanted to ruffle the feathers. And it gives us an amount of feeling good, feeling in control. It makes us feel powerful. So we do what we do based on pleasure and pain. Now, when I work with people in addictions, I reverse that relationship. Whatever is pleasurable, we can make it painful, and whatever is painful, we can make it pleasurable. That's how magic happens. That's how I help people quit smoking. That's how people give up smoking. That's how I gave up smoking. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. So the actual addictions are happening in this yellow part of the brain, red part of the brain, because a part of that brain is conditioned to believe or to associate with smoking, eating, caffeine, whatever, as a remedy to numb up the pain. Something is happening in the present, and that particular substance numbs the pain, breaks the circuit, hence it's an addiction. But it's a temporary one. People are not going to give up addictions until they have another option to deal with the difficult emotion, to deal with a boss, a situation that is constantly triggering that particular emotion, which is uncomfortable. It could be feeling powerless. It could be feeling out of control. It could be feeling inadequate. It could be feeling, I hate my job and I don't know what to do. Hence, I need to go and have a cigarette. If you have addictions, emotional eating or eating disorders, smoking, whatever that is, you need to work with the right part of the brain. And that's what I do. If you would like to learn how to overcome fears, phobias, and addictions, eating disorders, emotional eating, or anything that is draining your energy, please schedule a free 30-minute consult and we can explore how you can become free of fears, phobias and addictions.